Hi folks, this is Max from HighOnAndroid.com, where we get high off on Android every day. If you ain't high on Android, you're probably an eye-whore who uses eye crap and taking a crap with your crappy iPad. Now I've got review of the HTC One X. This is the unlocked version. The US version should be coming to the US with a different CPU, but pretty much it should be the same phone. Anyway, let's go take a look at what this phone can do and cannot do, and let's go get high on Android. So I've got the HTC One X, the unlocked European Asian version. This one comes with quad-core 1.5 GHz Tegra 3 processor. It has a 720p HD 1280 by 720 pixels resolution, and the US AT&T version will come with a dual-core 1.5 GHz Snapdragon S4 instead of the quad-core Tegra 3 processor. Those two chips are actually pretty much very similar as far as performance tests go. So just because it's dual-core for the US versions, it should still be pretty darn fast as the Tegra 3 on this HTC One X. Let me give you a tour of the HTC One X. This is the unlocked international version. You do get the polycarbonate unibody here. That's all white or all black, depending on which color you order. I really like the white one here. Just kind of fits with the design better, I think. But you can get the black one. But you can see here, it's very matte. For those of you who don't know, polycarbonate is a great material for maintaining temperature, and also it protects. It's great for resistance and impact. So if you drop it, it's supposed to protect your phone a lot better. And also it's been used on an F-22 Raptor jet. The cockpit canopy, they use polycarbonate, so you can kind of say it's a aircraft material. But I really love this finish, matte finish, and actually the sides are glossy, as you can see there. Let me actually give you a tour. And that's actually a microphone on the bottom, and you got the volume rockers on the right side here, and then the top has a power button. Another microphone. It actually has two microphones for stereo recording, so you get a full stereo recording when you're doing landscape videos, which is good. You got the 3.5mm jack and the SIM card slot, just like an iPhone. You can take one of your little pins and put it in there, it'll pop it out. It supports a micro SIM, so if you have a SIM, you can watch the other video I just uploaded. I know you guys are gonna troll about my nails here. I think that's actually probably not boogers. I usually use my this finger over here. That's probably just, I work out in the garden all the time. Anyway, back to the unibody here, and you can see they've actually drilled out the holes here as part of the unit. The headset works really nice, great sound there, and also the actual music speakers are on the bottom, and yes, it does come with Beats audio. There's not really a definition for what Beats audio is basically it kind of changes the equalizer so you can get more bass out of like music, like, you know, hip-hop, you know, dubstep, all this stuff I like, but I don't know if that's gonna make a difference. And you can also always turn it off, and also if you're into custom ROMs, you can always root it and install DSP Manager, like on CM9, or there's a various different equalizing customizations you can do after you root it. But the screen itself does get a lot of fingerprints. That's actually just from this video. It was actually clear when I started this video, which was just 4 minutes ago. Let me give you another look here. Let me give you a close-up here. That's exactly what it looks like. It actually doesn't have a curved screen. It's an illusion. So the outer body It looks like almost like a Galaxy Nexus, but it's actually a flat screen. That's part of the design. But overall, I really love the design and the look and feel of this new HTC One X. It feels really good in my hands. Very similar to Galaxy Nexus. Actually, no, let me bring it out here. My Galaxy Nexus here. And it feels, let me actually do it right now. Do the blindfold test here. So the Galaxy Nexus, you can really feel these edges here versus the HTC One X. Well, you still feel the edge there. But it's a very similar feel. It feels a little bit smoother because of the matte finish. You feel kind of a little bit softer versus the back cover on the Galaxy Nexus. But it feels very solid. This is 130 grams. Galaxy Nexus is 135 grams. If you blindfolded me, I could probably tell you that the HTC One X feels just a little bit better, a little bit softer, while you don't get all that fingerprints on the back. Even the Galaxy Nexus too. But it just feels just right. I like the polycarbonate they used. It's a very good material for this phone. Let me next show you the close-up of my the 8 megapixel camera on the HTC One X, and you can see from the side it's raised up a little bit. You get a little silver metal bezel up here and the silver thing lining there. You get the flash there. The coolest thing about this phone is that the flash doesn't just turn on. The LED flash actually adjusts to the distance you're from the subject, so it becomes very useful for portrait photos. Like let's say you're in the restaurant, and a lot of times if you use a smartphone camera, it's gonna overexpose, and you're gonna get kind of not a natural photo. Versus this one, you should be able to get that's one of the coolest features about it. I'll get into the camera later, but I want to show you the camera in detail. It's really nice. I like it. Now the front of the HTC One X features camera up here. I think what is this? Yes, it features a 1.3 megapixel camera up here. It works alright. It's great for video chatting, and it comes with actual physical 3 capacitive buttons. Unlike the Galaxy Nexus, the HTC One actually has 3 buttons, which in a way is kind of cool because you're not, you don't have to have extra space for your buttons. For example, I'm browsing the web. I don't have to, worry about the buttons taking up space versus the Galaxy Nexus. You see it's taking up the space. When you watch a movie, it will go away, but the HTC One X does make use of the extra real estate, so you get a full 720p HD at all times. Well, if you want to put it in a good way, that's how I would put it. I would have actually preferred it to be actually more like 1280 by 800 with on-display buttons. Just the buttons feel pretty awesome on the Galaxy Nexus versus the capacitive buttons. I don't know. I really like the Galaxy Nexus on-screen buttons because you can press it anywhere. It's it captures it. Versus the buttons here, you have to kind of be exact. Not a big issue, but that's how I felt. But as far as the screen real estate, it does give you that extra 80 pixels or whatever at the bottom, so you always have that full 720p HD screen. The screen on the HTC One X is a 4.7-inch screen again. It's 1280 by 720 pixels. It actually looks pretty good, very similar to the Galaxy Nexus. It's a very good screen. I can't say anything bad about it. Very good viewing angles. I wouldn't say it's better than the Galaxy S2 or the Galaxy Note as far as the viewing angles and the display, not the resolution. But the display itself is actually pretty darn nice, as many of the Samsung devices. And I remember last year I picked up a brand new Galaxy S2, and I was like, wow, Even the resolution on the S2 is only 800 by 480. Just the display was just wow. But this does have that wow factor. You're not gonna lose out. I've been hearing some of these rumors that, oh yeah, the whites look yellow and gray looks purple. Maybe that's a defective unit, but mine doesn't have that. As you can see, it's got pretty good colors. Let me actually show you some of the wallpapers on here, so you get an actual idea. Personalize, and let's go to wallpaper, HTC wallpapers, and you can get more at the HTC site here. So let me just grab something like this, kind of show it, apply. Is it applying? There we go. Alright, so that's the wallpaper. Let me give you a close-up. And that's what the screen looks like. It's pretty darn solid display, and I have all the all the best phones out right now, and I would have to I would have to say it's on par with the Galaxy Nexus, the Galaxy Note, Galaxy S2. I'll have another later in this video I'll have actually close comparison of these phones. Let me see, what should we talk about next? Let's go into the HTC Sense 4.0 and also Android 4.0.3. This is pretty much the second biggest big Android phone that ships with Android 4.0.3 with HTC Sense on it. But HTC has done a pretty good job of taking a lot of their bloatware off the HTC Sense, or at least things that were slowing it down. It's very much like ice cream sandwich, stock ice cream sandwich, and it has a little bit of HTC, but at the worst, if you don't like it, you can always go install AOKP, CM9, all those custom ROMs. Why? I'm not gonna even stay on this stock ROM for that long anyways. So there's the kernel version, baseband, that's the modem build browser version, and let me give you a little bit sense of the Sense 4.0. You can always press that button, and unlike the Galaxy Nexus where it's horizontal, actually we can do it together. Here you get left to right, sorry, vertical, and also you can swipe up to close apps, which is slightly different but cool. That's how they customize it, and I don't think that takes up a lot of space here. The app drawer on the HTC Sense 4.0 does allow you to customize it easily. You can put Gmail there. You make folders very easily. That's just standard feature of ice cream sandwich, and HTC Sense kind of themed it a little bit, so it's a little bit more Sense 4.0. And you get the nice horizontal left to right that ice cream sandwich has. The HTC Sense 4.0 does have frequent and also downloads, so you don't have to be all just looking at that screen there. And search, Play Store, menu, sort. So that's good. What else can I show you about the Sense 4.0? Well, just in general, I've been abuser of HTC Sense for a while now, all with my Evo 4G, Evo 3D, and I would have to say this is a big wow factor that users don't have to feel sad that they've got HTC Sense. This is actually pretty good. Just a little themed over the stock ice cream sandwich, and there's no, not that much additives added to it. So this is really nice, really fast quad-core processor. This is the first Android smartphone with a quad-core processor, NVIDIA Tegra 3. So I'm really loving this. It's pretty awesome. Also, it does come with NFC. Let me give you a tour of that. You can actually, it's not turned on by default. All you have to do is settings, more, make sure NFC is on there. And let's say I go to say I go to high on Android or something, and if my friend has a Galaxy Nexus or any phone that supports Android Beam, which is any phone that has NFC and Android ice cream sandwich, you can do a little smartphone kiss there, touch the beam, and voila, my site's there. So this would work really good at parties. I usually go get really high on Android and tell folks at clubs and bars about my site, and if they have a phone, I can just, oh, here you go, let's do a monkey thingy there, and that's kind of cool, NFC. And I'm not sure about Google Wallet. Is that available here? But it should be available soon if it's not. I mean, it does have the abilities. So that's another really cool feature. I just feel like this phone is like the next generation HTC Nexus One. Yeah, Nexus One was pretty much the first phone that Google launched that was successful. Not the G1. That was just, a lot of people got it, but it didn't get really popular until the Nexus One came out, and hence the name HTC One X. And I loved my HTC Nexus One, and I think they did a terrific job of branding it back to the One name, and that's probably why they did it. Because I think Nexus One was probably one of their most successful phones, and that's when HTC started taking off. But I'm glad they brought it back. Again, the important features are the 4.7 inch, very good screen. You're not going to get better than this. Unless you want note-taking abilities, then definitely Galaxy Note is for you. But I feel like I've been using my Galaxy Note probably the most often, and I really love the bigger screen. But this isn't that bad. So long as you don't need a Galaxy Note, or you don't need the note-taking features, this would be a terrific phone. And one thing that's holding me back from using this all day is that the battery life, is a lot lower than the Galaxy Note. It's very comparable to the Galaxy Nexus. The battery life, you can expect a pretty good full day on light usage, versus my Galaxy Note, where it gets 2 full days. Anyway, that's one thing I've liked my Galaxy Note. And also, there's no removable battery or cover, so the design is nice because of it. But also at the same time, if you use your phone all day, you're definitely going to be tethered to a charger at least a couple times a day. So I think that's it here. Oh, this phone does come with 32 gigabytes of internal storage, 25 gigabytes of which you can actually use, and there's no way to increase that limit. But you do get extra 25 gigabytes from Dropbox, which the app comes with, and you can store your stuff on the cloud. So that is nice. Alright, let's go do some tests. Let's do end quadrant. Now when you do these tests, make sure your sync is turned off. You can even put it in airplane mode, but I don't think you have to. Make sure you close all the apps, all your recent apps, and then do a quadrant test here. So I'll actually do it so you can actually see, if you have another phone like Galaxy Nexus, you can hold it with the video and then start it at the same time, and you'll see exactly how much faster the HTC One X is. And the Galaxy S3 is coming soon, and they're going to announce it actually at next month, or in 2 weeks, at April 3rd. So we'll probably get the full specs for that. And I think Galaxy S3 will of course have better specs as far as hardware goes. That was the way it was last year, and that's just a common knowledge that phones that come out later will have better specs. That's why they come out later. So the Galaxy S3 will definitely have a much better specs. I'm guessing probably 1.8 gigahertz quad core, like I said in the last video, versus 1.5 gigahertz, which is this. and 4783. Wow. Next, let's load up another test, and 2.2 is a pretty good test here, and let's do a full test here and see how it does. Default start test, and I've got it all turned off here. Overall, I would have to say HTC One X is a really great phone. Just because when a couple months later down, it's not going to be the best phone, but that's always that's the way how this game goes. You just have to get the best phone that you can when you need the phone. And if your contract's not up yet, then just wait for the Galaxy S3. But if you need a new phone right now, and you need it like today, then definitely get the HTC One X. You can get the unlocked version. I only pay $669. If you go to Amazon, I think it's more right now. So there's a bunch of shops you can check out. Just go type HTC One X white, or if you want the black one, just type HTC One X. And there's a bunch of importers that import it. If you have AT&T in the US, then you can get this and just swap out your SIM card. If you want it on Sprint, of course the Evo 4G LTE is coming probably a month or two, and that one's gonna be nice too on Sprint. Verizon probably not gonna get it, of course, and T-Mobile will get the smaller HTC One S, which actually is pretty much exactly the same specs, but without the quad core, and also the 1.5 gigahertz Qualcomm S4 with a QHD screen, smaller screen than this. So you have two choices, but I really feel like the size difference isn't much, so I highly recommend you to get the HTC One X. And the cost difference of getting the two is, there's like almost none. So why would you get the crappier one versus the better one? But I think HTC will do really well this year with this phone. Very good positive feedback, and based on my personal experience, this is a really good phone. Also the first quad-core phone. But of course, Galaxy S3 will be coming soon, in probably 2 months, and I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm sure that's going to be even better than this as far as specs goes. But as far as just the phone, the design, HTC One X is pretty awesome, as you can see. There's nothing wrong with this design at all. I think they put in their time here, and they create a blockbuster here. So 10,430. Go try it on your overclock custom ROM phone, whatever you have. See if you can beat that. I bet you can't, because this is the fastest phone on the market right now. Unless you have a Transformer Prime, but that doesn't count. That's a tablet device. Anyway, that was just a review of the HTC One X. Oh, you know what? I forgot camera. The most important part. The coolest part about this phone is the camera. You can focus very fast. Just awesome camera. You can take multiple shots by holding it down. See, I'm taking. That's like. I forgot how many frames per second, but my Canon 7D DSLR does 10 frames per second. I think it's actually a little bit higher than that, probably like 15 or something. Actually, you know what? Let me look that up. So the HTC One X does take photos continuous at 4 frames per second. That's actually that's ridiculously fast on a smartphone. This is the only phone that can actually do it right now on Earth right now. And it takes photos very fast. I mean, this is way faster than the Galaxy Nexus, just because you have the continuous mode, and also for video you can also take shots while you're taking a video. So that's the video mode. You can focus while you're taking video. So that way, let's say you're this is your subject in the beginning, and they move to the back there, then you can focus there, see how everything else is blurring out, and while this is going on you can take photos. And I'm taking photos while this is going on. You know. So that makes it really useful, and this is actually better than my DSLR camera, which can do a similar thing. But when I do take a photo while taking a video, the whole video will take pause, and that's the difference. And you know what, the camera on this is just freaking awesome. I'm really saying it for photos though. As far as the video, I haven't really been able to, I don't know, in broad daylight it's really nice, but in low light it's not as well as I would have imagined. But that's just the you know, hardware limits of the HTC One X and other smartphones. If you need to take quality videos at night, I suggest you get a Canon ELPH300HS or something similar, or a DSLR camera that can take real videos. But it's really nice. This also does come with 2.0 lens, f2.0 lens, and also at 28 millimeters. For those of you who don't know what that means, it just basically means it can take better photos in lower light, and also better photos in normal light, because this lens is much faster compared to, like, let's say the iHor iPhone at 4S is only rated for f2.4. This camera also is really cool. It comes with a bunch of lenses you can use. You know how those lens things are now popular. So I usually use an app after I take a video. But you can get the different effects, vignette, depth of field, even dots, which is really cool. Mono, country, vintage, vintage worn, and let's see the distortion. Oh, got distortion, a vignette, and you can even adjust the amount. Do that. Take a photo. I'm not sure. Does it do it? Oh wow! It does it in. No, it doesn't. It doesn't do it in video. Let me show you the settings on the camera here. So I got 8 megapixels. You can choose from 1080p, 720p, SD, low, MMS, ISO. So I would say this is a perfect phone for those of you who take a lot of photos. I'm not really a photo taker. I take a lot of videos, and I actually have to use not my smartphone to take videos. I'm pretty, you know, I use my DSLR for all my videos. Smartphones just don't cut it. That's the truth of the matter, even though this thing does have a great camera. So that's pretty much it, I think. Did we cover everything? Overall, you've seen a lot of phones that come out from HTC, the Sensation, the Explosion, or whatever it's called. I think the good thing is HTC decided to go with one flagship lineup for the rest of the year. So the software updates are going to be a lot better on this phone than previous HTC phones, and you know, you get a lot better experience from HTC. So it's a great phone you can get. It's a great design. You know, it's like 10 times faster than an iPhone 4S. If you're on the iPhone 4S still, and you're waiting to switch to Android, this one definitely has great design. You're gonna like over your iPhone. Much more smoother feeling instead of that same boring rectangular small screen. You can barely see anything. This one does have pretty much the same pixels per density, but larger screen, very thin, fits in your pocket. Much better, you know, camera, camcorder, audio. You know, you got everything here that you need. So I think this phone is, you know, gonna last for a while, at least a year, till the next One X comes out next year, maybe the X2. So I really like it. I'm gonna make a site about this at onexroot.com soon. And oh, I forgot to do this. God, I keep forgetting. Hold on. Let me give you a size comparison between my Galaxy Note. This is the AT&T version here, and let's see, this screen and viewing angles. I would say the you can actually kind of tell in the video, the Galaxy Note does have an edge. It does look a lot better in the viewing angles. I mean, the HTC One X still does have very good viewing angles, but you know, the Samsung makes the best displays. So, but it's on par. You know, I wouldn't say it's bad or anything. As far as the screen, the Samsung is much brighter. Even at its brightest setting. Let's actually put both in brightest settings here. Here we go. Settings, display, and brightness. I'm on automatic. That might be why. But I will put both on brightest ever. Actually, the screen looks about the same, so I wouldn't say which one is better than another. As far as the size goes, they're pretty much, you know, the Galaxy Note is going to win it for the size, bigger size. A little bit bigger screen. The thinness is about the same. Since the body of the HTC One X is a little curved, it's kind of hard to show you there. They're nearly the same. Maybe the Galaxy Note is a tad thicker, and there you go, and the back. So it looks like you can see there's a lot of, you know, oh god, what is that? There's a lot of things that smudges, you know, that can get on the back, and you can see the scratches after I've been using it here for a while. Versus the matte finish, this is supposed to be actually scratch resistant. That's one of the coolest parts about polycarbonates. So that's another factor, and also it insulates really well, meaning even if your device gets hot, you're not going to feel it as much on your hands. Other than that, it does look like a better design. This material is I wish it was on my Galaxy Note now. So that's the size with the Galaxy Note. Let's go back to the Galaxy Nexus here real quick. Pretty much the same screen on both phones. And if you already have a Galaxy Nexus, you're probably better staying with the Galaxy Nexus. I feel like they're very similar phones. Of course, the HTC One X does have an upper hand on the quad-core processor, so it's much faster. So that's the screen. The Galaxy Nexus has a little bit smaller, or it's about the same screen. Yeah, it's pretty much the same screen, but they use the on-screen buttons. So let's do the size here. It's a little bit wider and longer, the HTC One X, and also the back. Again, I really like this new design. You can clearly tell this one looks like you know, it's like a design phone versus the Galaxy Nexus. Now it feels like a developer's phone. Well, it is a developer's phone. I mean, I still love my Galaxy Nexus, but the HTC One X is certainly great. And let's look at the Droid Razr here. This is actually one of my favorite phones that I like to take out to the clubs. And it's very thin. The HTC One X is thicker. But now I see both phones. I would have to see I just really like the back on the HTC One X. It looks just like, you know, designer's phone versus the, you know, Droid Razr is still a great phone. So there you go. And also my Galaxy S2. Oh god. Alright. So this is pretty much Samsung's flagship product for the last whole year. Let's look at the design here. I would still, well, I have to say that One X did a great job this year. Honestly, this is a better designed phone. Of course, you don't get the back cover, so that's, you know, that's one of the drawbacks about the HTC One X. So there you go. So the Galaxy S3 should be like the One X, but with a better processor. I'm looking forward to that too, and hopefully, you know, the One X is a great phone, and I'm gonna keep using it and see how it goes for me. Again, the battery life is going to be very similar to Galaxy Nexus or Galaxy S2. If you need great battery life, definitely go with the Galaxy Note. If you like the note-taking features, definitely go with the Galaxy Note. Other than that, you know, then I would get the HTC One X. It's a great phone. Anyway, that was just a review of the HTC One X. This is the unlocked international Asian version. The ones you get in America should be very similar in the US soon, which should be coming to AT&T with the dual-core Snapdragon S4 instead of the quad-core NVIDIA Tegra 3. It's a great phone. I've been playing with it for a while now. But this, you know, the hardware specs are very important because, you know, it's gonna be whether it's gonna live up through next year or not. And a lot of phones, they don't really do that. But this one looks pretty good. I'm gonna go root it, install a bunch of custom ROMs, and see what it really can do. Overclock it. It's at 1.5. We should be able to overclock it to 1.7, 1.8 gigahertz quad core. Get much higher numbers that way. Anyway, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button here, subscribe button here if you have. Thanks a lot. And share this with your friends on Twitter, Facebook, or Google+. And I think that's it. And I'm going to get high on Android. Obviously, I got the new phone. And if you have any questions, don't forget to leave in the comments. I'll try to do another video if I forgot something today. But I'll give you another look here. So you can see it doesn't pick up. The coolest part about this phone is that it doesn't pick up any kind of marks on that polycarbonate. It works really nice as a cover. And also I've actually scratched it. But actually, you know what? Let's actually scratch it on purpose and see what it does. Oh god, not a new phone. So I made a bunch of scratches there, just small ones. Oh, I can see it kind of. But it's supposed to, over time, it's supposed to kind of go away. You see, you can't really tell. Why did I just do that? Let me just end the video here now. See y'all later. Oh, next is drop test.